Hey guys, welcome back to the homestead. So today what I'm actually going to do, and I'm not going to take you step by step through this process because we've made enough salves and balms on this channel that I think and many people already know how to do this. So I'm not going to kind of step through that entire process today. But what I did want to do, because I've had a couple friends reach out that their children are having eczema breakouts and they themselves are having an issue because they're having to use commercial soap in office spaces and stuff like that. And so their skin is reacting poorly to it. We're also in winter when this seems to also flare up for a lot of people as well. And so I've been working on kind of playing with different herbs and tinctures and stuff like that. And so I've thrown together this balm that I've now added to the store as well, but there's a couple ways that you can infuse these herbs, right? You can put all your herbs in a glass jar and let it sit on your shelf with your carrier oil for 4 to 6 weeks, going by and shaking it daily. If you can remember to do it daily, that's why I said I always set my tinctures where I go to get my plates for dinner. So as I'm going to get a plate at dinner time, I see them all sitting there and I remember to shake them all. You can also, if you don't have, let's say that your inflammation has flared up so much that you really need to get something on it sooner rather than later, you can take all of the herbs that I'm going to give you a list of today and you can put them in a crock pot with your carrier oil if you wanted to and fast infuse them that way. You can also take them and put them in a shallow dish and put them in your oven on around 170 degrees for 4 hours to infuse the herbs. There's so many ways to get your herbs infused into oils. Don't feel like because you don't have all the special equipment and stuff that you're limited what you can do, because there's so many methods, right? Remember, our great-great-grandmothers didn't have all the fancy stuff that we have nowadays. So in the eczema salve itself, and I'm going to give you the recipe for a very small batch, right? So let's say you just wanted to try it. So I'm going to give you what you need to do just to make a small batch. From there, if you needed to make more, what I would probably do is I would infuse each of the herbs separately with a carrier oil and then mix them together afterwards, because all of these herbs by themselves are really good for other things. So you wouldn't want this huge batch of what you needed to help possibly with your eczema. You might just want to have 6 or 7 of them sitting on the counter, on your shelving, and then you can take them and mix them and match them how you needed to. And there's some pretty nice herbs in this mixture. So we have, just for a small batch, we have 1 tablespoon of plantain, 1 tablespoon of comfrey, 1 tablespoon of elderflower, 1 tablespoon of chickweed leaf. Now I took all of those and I mixed them together and I put 3/4 of a cup of a carrier oil of your choice. Again, you can use olive, you can use apricot, whatever works best for your skin. Then, once they had completely fused together, whatever method you're using for that, I mixed them with the beeswax that I currently have to make the salve that I have here in the tin. With that, I also used 30 drops of chamomile oil, right, or essential oil, because chamomile and skin is just phenomenal. And then I also included 5 to 10 drops of balsam fir. I would start on the lower end, because some people have allergies to like the evergreens and stuff. So I'd probably start on the lower end of that, and if your skin reacts really well to it, then you can always up it as your batches go. But I wouldn't do more for this amount than 10 drops. So then that's all I did. Now I've added this to the store because I had such good results in my test market. People giving me wonderful feedback of how it's helped them, it's helped their kids. They felt comfortable in using it. There weren't heavy chemicals and dyes and fragrances, because nowadays, most of the time when you have an eczema outbreak, right, they either want to give you some drug, some chemical, or something to put on your skin, and sometimes all you're going to actually end up doing is probably inflame your skin more, especially if it's mild, like a very mild outbreak. Again, not a doctor, not playing one on YouTube. Always do what is best for you and yours. But if it's a mild condition, right, you probably wouldn't want to go straight, to the most far-leaning aspect to try to heal your skin. If you're also looking for something, and you're like, I've got to do something now, There is a mixture of herbs that you can mix together and keep on your shelf for what would be like considered an eczema wash, right? So in that, you're going to mix up and pre-mix in a jar an ounce of plantain leaf, an ounce of comfrey leaf, an ounce of slippery elm bark, and an ounce of calendula flowers, right? You'll leave those on your shelf, and when an outbreak occurs, you'll almost make a tea with it, right? A very concentrated tea. And then what you'll do is take cotton balls, right? And you'll put them in the tea and get the cotton ball wet, and then put it on the spots that are outbreaking and cover with a bandage. That way, again, if you've only got one little spot that's breaking up, this might be a fast and easy way if you haven't got your oils prepared, right? While your oils are infusing in your oven, you can already be treating your little spot that has broken out as well before, you know, it becomes severely inflamed and you're digging in your skin and really causing more issues long term. I know that like trying to prepare for these things is 9 times like the hardest thing, right? So like I always try to keep a plethora of herbs. Make sure that wherever you're sourcing your herbs from, you trust your source and you know that your source is reliable. I know like when I do my pokeweed salves and stuff like that, pokeweed sometimes, depending on the time of year, that pokeweed root is very hard to get your hands on, right? So kind of just know your basic herbs that you're always going to want on your shelf. Like there's always comfrey on my shelf, right? There is always lemon balm herb on my shelf. Like all of these things that you know that you're going to utilize and pair with other things to really help you get through. And I seem to have the most issues right through the winter season where we're all trapped up in our houses and the funk is around and everything's kind of going crazy. And then of course, you know, because we don't have enough issues, our skin decides to inflame in the middle of all this too. So like I said, I just kind of wanted to come on here today and give you guys this recipe if you wanted to try it for yourself. Also to announce for those of you that are super, super busy and have a lot going on in your life and like to understand this stuff but don't have the time to put it together, I have also added it to the store today too. So that way it's out there. I'm running a current coupon. Sorry, my dog thinks that the cows are annoying this morning, if you can hear him barking. But I've also running a coupon special right now, so I'll put that below for 15% off your total order as well. But again, I'm going to put both recipes below for those of you that want to try it. The eczema wash, I highly recommend having that on hand depending on how things break out. I've got a couple more salves and balm recipes I want to do, so let me know if you really want me to continue to do the step-by-step method and showing you how I put those together, or if we've just kind of, you think we've moved to a place where I can kind of talk through the herbs and the benefits and what I actually put into my salve. So just let me know, give me some feedback. But yeah, so I'm going to hop off here now and go make deodorant because I've had a couple sales for deodorant in the store too. But I do appreciate you guys for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed this. Like I said, both recipes are below, as well as the coupon code for the store if you want to try anything that you've seen on the channel. And I hope you have a great day.